What happens when a prince walks away from the world's most famous royal family and then tells the world everything? For decades, Prince Harry was seen as the relatable royal, the fun-loving younger brother who captured hearts across Britain and beyond. But today, he stands at the center of one of the biggest family feuds in modern royal history. From explosive interviews and shocking accusations to a best-selling memoir that exposed deeply private family conflicts, Harry's journey has divided public opinion like never before. So how did the royal family's favorite rebel become its most controversial figure? And is there any path back to reconciliation? The story of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle has become one of the most dramatic chapters in royal history. What began as a modern fairy tale evolved into a battle involving the monarchy, the media, family loyalty, privacy, race, and public opinion. In this video, we'll trace the extraordinary journey from Harry and Meghan's royal wedding to their departure from royal duties, the Oprah interview, the Netflix documentary, and finally Harry's explosive memoir, Spare. Along the way, we'll explore how relationships that once seemed unbreakable fractured under immense pressure, and why the consequences continue to shape the future of the monarchy today. Let's get into it. The Prince, WHO, never fit, he moldy. Prince Harry was always different. Unlike his older brother William, who was destined to become king, Harry grew up in a unique position. He was the spare, the backup heir. From an early age, Harry developed a reputation for being more rebellious, more spontaneous, and less comfortable with royal tradition. Yet behind the jokes and public appearances was a young man carrying profound emotional scars. The death of his mother, Princess Diana, in 1997 changed everything. Harry and William shared an experience few people could ever understand. Not only did they lose their mother, but they did so under the gaze of the entire world. Many royal observers believe that tragedy forged an exceptionally close bond between the brothers. For years, they appeared inseparable. But beneath the surface, the pressures of royal life were already beginning to pull them in different directions. And then Harry met Meghan Markle. A modern fairy tale meets an ancient institution. When Harry and Meghan began dating, many saw it as a turning point for the monarchy. Meghan was American. She was divorced, she was a successful actress, and she was biracial. For many people, her arrival symbolized a more modern and diverse royal family. Their wedding in 2018 was watched around the globe and celebrated as a historic moment. But according to Harry and Meghan, life behind palace walls was far more complicated than the public realized. They later described intense media scrutiny, difficulties adjusting to royal life, and growing tensions within the institution. Harry, still haunted by the memory of Diana's treatment by the press, became increasingly protective of Meghan. He feared history might repeat itself. As criticism intensified, the couple began making choices that departed from royal tradition. They sought greater privacy. They controlled access to their family. And they increasingly resisted what they viewed as outdated expectations. Those decisions sparked fierce debate. To some, they were setting healthy boundaries. To others, they were rejecting responsibilities that came with royal privilege. The divide was growing. The breaking point. By early 2020, the situation had become unsustainable. In a move that shocked the world, Harry and Meghan announced their intention to step back as senior working royals. The decision triggered what many described as a constitutional and family crisis. Emergency meetings were held. Negotiations took place behind closed doors. Eventually, an agreement was reached. Harry and Meghan would leave their royal duties and pursue financial independence. They relocated first to North America and later settled in California. Supporters saw the move as an act of courage. Critics argued the couple wanted the benefits of royal status without the responsibilities. Either way, there was no turning back. But the biggest shockwaves were still to come. Oprah interview that changed everything. In March 2021, Harry and Meghan sat down with Oprah Winfrey for an interview that sent shockwaves around the world. For 2 hours, they revealed deeply personal experiences. Meghan spoke openly about struggling with mental health during her pregnancy. The the couple discussed feeling unsupported by the institution. They made allegations that generated headlines across the globe. Among the most controversial claims were concerns allegedly expressed about how dark Archie's skin tone might be before he was born. The interview sparked immediate reactions. Some viewed it as a brave act of truth-telling. Others saw it as a public attack on the royal family. The palace eventually responded with a carefully worded statement, including the now famous phrase, "Recollections may vary." That sentence became symbolic of the widening gap between two competing versions of the same story. And it became increasingly clear that reconciliation would not come easily. Netflix, documentaries, A&A, Untold Battly. After leaving royal life, Harry and Meghan continued sharing their perspective through media projects. Their Netflix documentary offered an unprecedented look into their relationship and experiences. The series explored their courtship, family struggles, media treatment, and decision to leave the monarchy. Supporters believed the couple finally had an opportunity to tell their story without filters. Critics argued that public documentaries contradicted their desire for privacy. The documentary reignited debates that had never fully disappeared. Who was telling the truth? Who had been wronged? And why did the conflict seem to keep escalating? The public became increasingly polarized. People weren't simply debating Harry and Meghan anymore. They were debating larger issues involving tradition, privilege, race, media ethics, and the future of the monarchy itself. Then came the most explosive chapter yet. Spare. The book that shock the Monarchy. In January 2023, Prince Harry released his memoir, Spare. The title itself was symbolic. For generations, royal families operated on a simple principle, the heir and the spare. William was the future king. Harry was the backup. The book offered Harry's account of life inside the royal family with a level of detail rarely seen from any senior royal figure. Among its most headline-grabbing revelations were claims about a physical altercation with Prince William. Harry described a confrontation that allegedly escalated into violence during an argument about Meghan. He also revealed highly personal details about his military service, family relationships, and private conversations. The reaction was immediate and intense. The book became a global bestseller, but it also deepened divisions. Supporters praised Harry's honesty. Critics accused him of betraying family trust. Perhaps most significantly, Spare transformed private disagreements into permanent public history. And once those stories entered the public record, there was no taking them back. The date OFA, Queen A&A, a moment OF unity. In September 2022, Queen Elizabeth II passed away after an extraordinary 70-year reign. The loss marked the end of an era. For a brief moment, it appeared that grief might succeed where negotiations had failed. Harry and Meghan reunited publicly with William and Catherine. The two couples greeted mourners together at Windsor. Millions around the world watched, hoping it might signal healing. But while the images projected unity, questions remained about the deeper relationships behind the scenes. The funeral demonstrated the enduring power of the monarchy. It also highlighted the painful reality that family tensions continued even during moments of national mourning. The Queen had often been seen as the family's stabilizing force. Without her, many wondered whether reconciliation had become even more difficult. What does Harry really want? Perhaps the biggest question remains unanswered. What is Harry's end goal? Throughout interviews, documentaries, and his memoir, he has repeatedly expressed a desire to reconnect with his father and brother. He has spoken about wanting his family back. Yet each new revelation seems to make that goal harder to achieve. Trust is difficult to rebuild once broken, and public accusations create challenges that private families rarely face. Some believe Harry is fighting for accountability. Others believe he is trapped in a cycle of grievance. The truth may be far more complicated. This isn't just a story about royalty. It's a story about family, about loss, about identity, and about what happens when personal pain collides with public duty. The story of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle remains one of the most fascinating and divisive royal dramas of our time. Whether you view them as courageous truth-tellers or as figures who damaged family relationships, there's no denying that their decisions have permanently changed the modern monarchy. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Harry and William will ever fully reconcile? Or has too much happened for the relationship to be repaired? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into royal history and royal controversies, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.